question first, which is, look, I think the country saw what happened when they decided they wanted to defund the police. Well, how's that working out for everybody, right? Now everybody realizes how blessed we are that we have law enforcement. The thing is, we have to have law enforcement's back. What's happening right now? Law enforcement does their job. They arrest the people that are doing the bad things, and then the prosecutors turn around and they let them go the very next day, and there's no accountability whatsoever. But when it comes to pay, which is what you're talking about, when I mentioned moving those federal programs down to the states, all of a sudden that cash that's in the federal level goes down to the states so they can focus on education and teach and pay teachers more. They can focus on security and pay law enforcement more. They can focus on the things, when I say it empowers you on the ground, those are the resources that come back to you, which is where it should be. You're the taxpayer. So that's how you get that down. Right now, you look at the Department of Homeland Security. How big is it? What are they doing for you? They got an open border. They're not doing any law and order. They're not doing anything. Wouldn't you rather those programs have that money come down here and pay your law enforcement? You've got the Department of Education. How big is the Department of Education? Too many programs, too many things, too many bureaucrats. You move those programs down from the Department of Education to the ground, and guess what? You get better schools, better pay for teachers, and you start making decisions in your state on how you want your schools to be, not who DC bureaucrats think you should have your schools. Those are the things I'm talking about. Is because I think things are better decided at the state level where people have control, not where bureaucrats have control. So that's the part of how we would take care of it. So how do I defeat Trump? So it sounds like to me you're watching too much news. I'm just saying. So, you know, this is the thing. I had a great working relationship with President Trump. And everybody wants to know, how'd you get out of there without a tweet? And the reality is, the reason we work so well together is I told him the truth. He was doing something right. I fought, I worked hard, I wanted America to look strong. If he was doing something wrong, I showed up in his office, or I picked up the phone and said, you cannot do this, but instead you could do X, Y, or Z. I always gave him options. And he would say, well, how do you see that playing out? And he knows I saved him on some things. So we had a good working relationship. When I decided to run, I called him for two reasons. One, he gave me the job. It was the right thing to do to call him. Two, I wanted him to know I was in it to win it, and that we needed a new generational leader, and our country couldn't survive the negativity and chaos that was happening. Now we're in a situation where this is, okay, but how are we going to defeat Trump? First of all, y'all know better than anybody. Once you get into that 60-day window, things all shake up. All the polls shake up, everything's support happens because it suddenly becomes real. It's becoming real for all of you because that's why you're here today. So we started with 8 people on the debate stage. Second debate, there were 7. Third debate, there were 5. Next week, I believe there will be 3 people on the debate stage. Every time that debate stage gets smaller, our numbers continue to go up. Right now, I'm in 2nd place in Iowa, 2nd place in New Hampshire, and 2nd place in South Carolina. I just have one more fella I gotta catch up to. So the way we'll do this is, I think we got 3 or 4 people that will go into Iowa, then a couple people will drop. We'll have 2 to 3 going into New Hampshire, then more will drop, another one will drop, and then you'll have me and Trump going into my home state of South Carolina. That's how we win.